This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Adrian Granados. It's been a while since I've spoken to you. Adrian, how's life been going?
Life is beautiful. Life is life. I know I haven't been in the ring in a long time now. It's been 3 years since I fought one of your countrymen's, gems. Conor Benn. That was a decent fight. I mean, it wasn't the Adrian Granados that boxing is used to. The UK had a lot to say. They would call it. They said that the tiger turned into a pussycat. That was funny. I love the trolls. I'll take. I love comedy. That's my favorite. But yeah, I thought I deserved at least a draw with Conor Benn. Conor Benn was an energetic, brash, like, oh, all this, I'm crushing it, I'm crushing, like, all the, oh my god, he's so annoying, but yeah, like, I wasn't impressed. I mean, I boxed circles around him, like, he couldn't touch me. He'd get up, and then he had a little bit of roid rage with that at the end. Oh, come here, like, I'm like, hi, you can't catch me. Why you mad? Like, I knew he was mad, but I don't know. I think that's why after in the interview after we were still kind of jabbing at each other. It's like, I mean, I wasn't impressed. I didn't see nothing, and he I mean, he got popped. Obviously, I knew something was up because his energy didn't die down. Nothing. Like, I caught him. I buzzed him a couple times. He can't deny that. I just I wasn't. There's no excuses, but I will say, usually, like they say, an excuse comes after. Like, you say no excuses, but yeah, I will say that it wasn't my best camp. It wasn't my best camp, and it wasn't the best Adrian Granados. But I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully, I can get another one. But yeah, as far as life, life is good. Life has been humbling, and I'm actually a new father. I've been a father now for a year, and yeah, it's just he's a blessing in my life, and I give all praise to his mother. She's a beautiful woman, and I love her. Um, I Yeah, just right now I've been, like I said, I've been humbled. I've been getting back to the working life, and just like I've made some investments that still keep me afloat and stuff like that. But yeah, just I've been trying to come back to boxing for about 2 years now. We've had like 20 or 24 fights that came and gone, come and fall through. Like, it's a different it's a different it's a different, like, game we're in now. Like, and it's not a game; it's the sport of boxing. And I tell that to everyone. In this sport, it's not like the other ones. And yeah, we're the richest sport, but we're also the dirtiest because it's like the politics, the management, the promoters, and every boxers get skimmed down. Like, we get this is our purse after it was like this big. It like trickles down, and here you go, little guy. Like, and that's something I want to spread now, as far as for fighters like coming up. Like, let them know that, hey, at the end of the day, it is a business. So you have to set your money aside. Don't go crazy. Don't think you're gonna make this money all the time, like, because that's something that happened with me when I was fighting for PBC and making 6-figure paydays on a regular. And, like, even though I'm a lovable loser of boxing, I have 9 losses and 3 draws and one no contest, which, by the way, I only think 3 of them I lost. But it's yeah, it's like I said, it's an unforgiving game. It's cutthroat, and I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
Mm.
And I mean, even like, I'll even throw something else out. Like, Floyd Mayweather, like, one of the best ever, not the best ever. I would say the best businessman ever. Like, and it was after generational tries. Like, it was his dad, his uncle, and his other uncle. So they knew by the time they had little boy Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd. That was my favorite. Pretty Boy Floyd is like, they knew what to do, and they protect the O. And now it's ruined the game. Now everybody wants to protect their O, and it's like the best aren't fighting the best anymore. That's why I'll fight anybody, because I was raised watching boxing when it was boxing. When I was raised watching Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya in his heyday. Oscar was a bad boy. Of course, Floyd ain't gonna fight him when Oscar was Oscar. Floyd waited until he was later. So Floyd is very smart, but I see through to what he did. Like he's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm like I kind of I get mad at that because I think he ruined the game. Even the rehydration clause now, like that's like now you it's like, hey, come on, man, like like the game is it's a gentleman's sport. Let's go weigh in here, weigh same way. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. That's it. Like now you don't got no, and now you gotta weigh in again. Like come on, man, that's not fair. You
Mm.
know?
So obviously, since you've been out of the ring, which isn't your fault, you've had fights and they've fallen through and whatever.
Yeah.
But we've seen the rise of Saudi Arabia, Turkey Al Sheikh, and a lot of big cards. We've got the one in Times Square, May
Hmm.
2nd, with a lot of guys in and around your weight class. Who are the guys that you want to get in the ring with, and do yeah, just tell us a few of the guys, and do you want to fight under sort of Turkey Al Sheikh and all that?
Yes, definitely. If anybody could tag him or reach out, or if somebody in his camp hears about this, please, like Adrian Granados is still there. I'm a fan friendly fighter. I put on exciting fights. Like I said, I apologize to the UK. Great Mother Britain, don't they? Is that what you guys say?
Not really, but
No,
go
okay. I thought I heard, well, I just saying, like, yeah, just I apologize to you guys. You guys didn't get the real blood and guts warrior that I am. I put on exciting fights, and I fought a smarter fight. I showed that, like, because everyone was actually surprised. They're like, I didn't know Granados had defense. But yeah, yeah, I would love to. I obviously they're paying. He's paying. Fighters the way they're supposed to be paid, and paying them well. And like I said, I got a son and a family to support now, so now I'm like, hey, guys, that's why I've been trying. Guys that I would love to fight. I actually want to return at 140. At 140, I could still make 140. That's where I was the boogeyman there. I was avoided. Terrence Crawford, he turned me down twice, or twice. I think it's almost three times that we almost fought now. But it's like, I mean, he's a smart man. I would do the same. If you're gonna offer me this guy and Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna be like, you gotta be smarter. So that's why shout out to Terrence Crawford too. He's doing some good things, and he's good luck to him on his fight with Canelo. Um, what is it? Yeah, I would fight like at 140. Me and Ryan Garcia almost fought. I was on the table between Marcesito Gesta and me, I believe, when he was going to do a tune-up fight
Mhm.
with Tank when Tank fought the other Garcia, the Puerto Rican Garcia.
Like so,
So
yeah.
like, I would love to fight Ryan Garcia. He's a good fighter. I think he talks a little too much. He's kind of cringe, but that's how the youngins say. But yeah, I would. I love that he's a follower of Jesus Christ, and he's a man of faith. So that's great. Um, Let me see. There's Isaac Cruz. I would like Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I think that'd be a great fight between him and I. I'm actually I'm gonna return with a new nickname, El Perro Bravo. That means the mean dog, the mean dog. But I'm still El Tigre. Obviously, and I'm just gonna switch it up a little. But yeah, that's a new. This is the first time I actually exposed that. But yeah, I would like another one too, Nestor Bravo. I want to fight Nestor Bravo. Cool.
Picking it back up with Adrian Granados. What about Teofimo, the winner of him against Barboza? Do you want Alberto Puello? Any of those guys?
All of those guys, all of them. Shout out to Arnold Barbosa because he beat Jose Ramirez, and I still want Jose Ramirez. That's just old news, but he beat Amir Imam to win his first world title. And obviously, my big win, the biggest win of my career is when I stopped Amir Imam. I stopped him, and he beat him as a decision. So I always felt like that was my belt, and like that's why. But Arnold beat him. I'm like, damn. But I know Jose's fighting someone else now too, right?
Devin Haney.
Devin Haney,
Expected.
that's why I'd love to fight Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, the winner or loser of Arnold Barbosa and Teofimo Lopez, Nestor Bravo. I wanted Nestor Bravo. I was gonna say I think that's when I got cut off. I want to fight Nestor Bravo because they tried to pull the trick on me. They were talking about fighting me, but I had 10 weeks to prepare. I think at 7 weeks they were like, "Oh no, he's too much of a threat." And then I'm like, "Okay, I respect that." And then in February or March they're like, "Hey, I got that fight for you," and I go, "And it's Bravo," and I'm like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Okay, cool, yeah." And it was like in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, "Nah," I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't stupid. Come on, man." I'm like, it'd be different. Like if I was a spring chicken, I mean, I'm 35 years old. Like I'm like, give me a full camp. Don't. Like I said, I have I'm a working man. I got a son now. Like it's like, nah, man. Like you're not gonna get me. I would love to fight. I'll fight him in Puerto Rico. Shoot.
And then, how about another trip to the UK? Either Jack Catterall, Dalton Smith. What do you think of those guys?
Yeah, I would love Jack Catterall. That'd be a great fight. That'd be a great fight. I respect him. Obviously he beat who was it? Josh Taylor.
Yeah,
Josh Taylor. That's. I mean, he like that's why going back to Jose Ramirez and yeah, Josh Taylor was like the unified champion, and it's like it all sucked because at this time I'm getting served to all the welterweights at 47 when I was the 140 guy. Like I would have loved to fight Josh Taylor. I wanted to be a unified champion. Or undisputed champion. I I'll fight at 140, 147, and I even fought at 154. I fought Jesus Soto Caras at a catchweight that was considered super welterweight. So like those are the three weight divisions I would love to get a championship in. I want to be a champion. That's been my world or my lifelong dream. And I'm not done yet. So even if I don't, I'm gonna go out swinging. I'm gonna do all I can to at least to get me my belt.
because just on Jack Catterall, obviously he's coming off the Barboza loss. He's looking to get back in contention and stuff like that.
Okay, cool, cool.
That
Well, yeah,
that makes sense for you. I don't know about
totally,
him. Would it make sense for you?
totally. I would love to actually, because I didn't even know he lost to Barbosa. It's funny. Like I said, I mean, you get older, and like I'm like, and they're always like, everyone wanting to watch me fights and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, I can't. I got a life. Like I'm like, I can't. Like I can't. That's where you realize, boxing isn't everything. I've been boxing for 20 years. Like, I've yeah, and like that's why I needed the year for myself, like just to get a breather and just like yeah, relax and just yeah, just the body, is talking to me and stuff, and then now, but then like I didn't want the layoff to be this long. I'm like, yo, like I want back, guys, come on. So that's why now, like, yeah, I'm gonna get active on all my social medias. I'll reach out and do some more interviews, and I actually want to start a podcast. I should probably do that. I think I would be a great commentator. A lot of everyone, to all my friends, all my family, a lot of people, they're like, "Yeah, dude, you're so well spoken," and you know, I mean, I was raised watching, boxing, and I'm really good at imitation. I when like I like I
Your
remember
British
when
accent's pretty good, to be fair.
what's that?
Your British accent's pretty good. I remember from
Oh
that.
yeah,
Game
yeah,
before.
yeah. I'm crushing the. I was making fun of Conor the whole time. I'm crushing it. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah. I wear silk pajamas and whatever. Like, oh my god, this guy, like this kid. Like I was so annoyed with him by the end. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I,
Did you stay
I
in
mean,
contact with him or not?
no, not at all. Like, no, I don't know. I mean, I hear a lot, and that's why it's like it's crazy. But I mean, that sucks. The egg in the face that he got from Eubank, that was like, oh, he was so pissed too. That's why I was like, I would have been pissed too. But yeah, that was a smart one by Eubank. That's like he was ready, like he had that set up. So that's funny. But
What?
but
What?
yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry. No, yeah, like my thing was I always remember with the Chavez Taylor when Chavez stopped Taylor and Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, and I believe it was Sugar Ray Leonard that was on that telecast as well. But yeah, that's what I was raised like Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant and HBO RP to HBO boxing, RP to Showtime boxing. shout out to Steven Espinosa as well. He did a lot for me, and he liked me a lot, and I appreciate him as well. I liked him too. But yeah, when it was like when they stop someone, it's like unbelievable, unbelievable. Richard Steele stops the fight. You're gonna watch Lou Duva go crazy now. You're gonna watch Lou Duva go absolutely berserk, and then Larry Mercer. 5 seconds left. I cannot believe they stopped that fight. Yeah, it's just like yeah. And for Chavez, it's the most dramatic come behind victory. Like yeah, so. But I think I'd be a great commentator. I mean, I'm bilingual as well. Like that's why I always use it in my press conferences. I got to do it bilingual. Porque yo soy de México. Yo soy mexicano. Mi sangre es mexicano.
Just on Eubank Ben, who have you got?
Man, I don't know. I don't really know much about Bank. I haven't Eubank. I haven't seen him fight much. Like I said, when you're in the game and you're our fighter, like it's like you focus on you and your boxing. Like yes, as opponents, but I always thought Eubank was too big for me. Like he was always at like 54 and 60, and I was usually at 40. So I was just like I never. But like now, obviously, since he's fighting, Conor, then I mean they're fighting at 54 or catch
60.
weight.
60.
Oh, they're fighting at 60. That's what I remember too. Connor's gonna blow up, probably take some more roids or whatever. I don't know.
Does he punch hard enough, do you think?
He had some sting, but nah, he's not the hardest puncher I was in there with. Like I said, I just wasn't impressed. Like, he couldn't. He don't know how to cut. He can't cut the ring off for shit. And then it's funny because then immediately after me, they get an old Chris Algieri. I'm like, come on, guys, like, come on, and he sparked them. Yeah, he sparked them. Okay, but it's like, oh yeah, you see, like I know they did that because I made it look like he can't deal with boxers. I'm like, oh, so yeah, get it. Like I'm like that's a good one, Eddie, but nah, man. Like I still ain't impressed. Get him in there with me. Give me. I'll take that away from his ass. Like he ain't shit. Like I promise you. Like he ain't shit. Like I wish
Mhm.
I wish I was. I wish I had a better camp. I wish it was the real. I wish it was me. Just I don't even want to like expose. But it's like there's some things that happen in the camp that it's like that's neither here nor there. Yeah.
Because Connor said that after the Eubank fight, and there's a rematch clause, so they're probably going to fight twice. That he wants to come back to 47 and win a world title. So
Okay.
is that where you think a rematch could happen?
Yeah, I would love to. Well, yeah, I'm actually like I'm a full fledged welterweight now, but I can still make 140. I can still make it. I just gotta be super disciplined, super have a full camp, and yeah, I would love to squeak a world title out at 140 and then go to 147. But yeah, I would love to. I'll fight anybody at 47 as well.
Brilliant. Well, Adrian, good to speak to you again. Anything you want to add? You've called out a lot of people, so I think messages everyone can get it. But yeah, anything you want to add before we close up?
Yeah, no, just want to give thanks to God and I definitely I've had a great I've had a great journey so far. Like I'm a they even in Chicago they call me the Chicago Rocky or whatever, like because I'm I I'm just your regular guy, Joe Schmo from the block. Like I always had a job. Like that's why I love that I was humbled and had to go back to working because I'm like I was living like I was flying all over the place and being like in LA and this and like just like being acting. Yeah, it's cool to have fun, but I mean, you can't. After a while, it's like, all right, like, all right, son, you're a man now, like, mature, and stop trying to be a rock star. You're still an athlete, and now you're a father. So, and yeah, that's what everybody. Yeah, I meet so many people. Like, there's I go to random spots and just people just like, oh, like, yeah, hey, what's up? Like, and it's cool because I like it because I'm like, I'm not too big, but I'm, I got my little
Yeah.
celebrity status. So yeah, but God is good, and yeah, man, all praise to Him, and got plenty of fight left in El Tigre. El perro bravo.
And,
El tigre que es un perro bravo también.
you enjoy fighting in the UK as well in that stadium?
Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved it. I want to go back. I definitely want to go back. Hopefully one day I'll be able to take my son, take my family. Um, but yeah, it was awesome. Like, I mean, even I was there in Manchester, and like that was cool. I thought that's where we were gonna fight at first. So, but Leeds was cool because then I got the real like England. It was like a little bit of everything. So yeah, that definitely. I'll be back to Britain, Great
Brilliant.
Britain, for
Well,
sure.
Adrian, appreciate it, and
Yeah,
I'll speak to you soon. Obviously, a lot of fights for you to get involved in. So yeah, hopefully you get some fight news, and I'll speak again.
sounds good. Thank you, Jonathan.